behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a great interview coming up for you again shortly. But if you haven't clicked that subscribe button and bell buttons yet, do that. You'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And if you'd like to leave a comment on the comment section of this episode, feel free to do that. We'd love to hear from you. And if you check the description part and also wait for the closing credits at the end of the show, we'll have contact info for you there. So stay tuned for that. From Nashville, Tennessee today, we have Dale Seigfried. He's a very talented and awesome artist. And I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second. But first, here's a word from the Caden Gordon Show. So don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Nashville, Tennessee today, we have Dale Seigfried. Thanks for joining us, Dale.
Hey, Paul, good to be with you.
Oh, I'm glad to see you here today. Well, tell us, everybody, about your story, about how you started in the music business. I mean, I'm sure ever since you were a little boy, you wanted to be an artist, but tell everybody your story, though.
Well, let's see. They say when I was 4 years old, I watched my aunt play the piano, and she was playing Moon River, and they say she got done, I got up there and played it. So that's where it started, you know. But I got a real love of country music. That's where I'm from. I was country when country wasn't cool, you know. My friends was listening to Kiss and Queen, you know. I was listening to Conway and Loretta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my producer, Pat Holt, he actually engineered the first Conway, Twitty, and Loretta Lynn record. Wow.
Yeah, and if you another thing about Pat Holt, while we're talking music, he found that new Johnny Cash record that's out right now. It was in the basement of LSI. And Johnny had went over there and cut that stuff, and it got put in the basement, and nobody ever knew where it was. Well, the tapes were junk. But Pat, being the guy that he is, he took those tapes and baked them and got them back and got them over to Ditch. And that's how that new Johnny Cash record, what's it called? Songwriter or something like that? What's that new Cash record? Anyway.
Yeah, I do remember that song too. I was country when country wasn't cool. That was Barbara Mandrell, if I'm not mistaken.
That was Barbara Mandrell and Jones. He was that. Where were they at, on the CMAs or something? Jones got drunk, boy. Have you ever seen the video of that? Them trying to sing country when country wasn't cool, and all Jones wanted to do was kiss on her. Oh, it was so boy.
Well, that sounds like something George would do, though.
Oh man, I love George Jones. He was my buddy. Man, I love George to death, man. I'd do anything for George.
that is a great story, though. I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing. I hope you have a few more years left in you. You know.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's not about the gatekeeper at the record company anymore. It's about that thumb right there and what the people want to listen to. And if they like my music, it don't matter. You know, it don't matter what you are or what you're doing. If, you know, Dolly Parton said it really good, man. You don't have to be a great singer. You got to have a good presentation, you know.
That makes a lot of sense there.
But it's really about the song right now. It really is. Well, it's about the power of the people. That's what it is. The people decide what they're going to listen to now. Didn't used to be that way. And I think it's a wonderful time. I really do. I think it's a wonderful time to be in music. Absolutely.
Well, what I mean, I'm sure some of those artists you mentioned, they were people that really that were real influences to you. Well, why don't you name a few more of them?
Well, yeah, we can go through a little chain of events here. So So Dolly Parton actually got me a new guitar. My guitar got destroyed right in front of Dolly. You watched that story, right? And it's over on my YouTube channel if y'all want to see that story. But anyway, I got this new guitar and I picked it steel guitar, and I picked it upside down to put it in the case. And Dolly was coming up to go sing, and the legs come off of it, and it just smashed all over the floor in a million pieces. And I was devastated. I was like 14, 15 years old. Well, here come Dolly, and she helped me put it in the case, taking pedal rods off of them great big old fingernails of hers. You should have seen that. There's some country music history for you, son. Oh, my goodness. So anyway, she got my information and stuff, and the next week, Shot Jackson called me and said, "This is Shot Jackson from Showbuzz Steel Guitars, and Dolly Parton says you need a new guitar." And he sent me a new guitar. Wasn't that great of her? Oh, my God. Thank you, Miss Dolly. So anyway, so I take this guitar, and I go out on the road, and I'm playing in a cover band, and I'm just barely out of high school. I don't think I was out of high school yet, because I took off a year early somehow. Anyway, I'm out on the road playing, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I hear this ruckus. It was after the gig. It had to be 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. There's a hell of a ruckus outside the hotel door. I open up the door, and they got the bass player out there, these pipeliners. He'd been all over town with their wives, probably reading them the Bible or something. But anyway, they were killing him. I mean, they were beating him to death. He weighed about 120 pounds. He's about this big around, and these pipeliners, they big old boys. So anyway, they're beating him to death. I will go out there with a beer bottle, my young ass, think I'm going to do something tough, They took that beer bottle away from me, kicked me in the chest, knocked me back in the hotel room. Well, when I landed, there's a saddlebag laying right there beside me, and there was a gun in the saddlebag. It was the drummer's. So, and it was just like, you got to go save that boy. So I grabbed that gun, went out there and shot that one that kicked me in the chest and the leg, and they all run off. So I got to get out of here. I'm up in Minnesota. I get in my van, I start driving. And this old boy had got a job in Dallas, Texas, playing guitar. And I said, all right, I'll give you a ride. I'm going to go to Austin anyway and get in on that outlaw thing that was going on. Right? Well, anyway, I take him to Texas. And when we get there to where he's got this job, that old boy said he had fired his steel player that night before. He said, "You play steel guitar?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got one?" I said, "It's in the truck." He said, "You know any whaling?" I said, "All of it." So I'm in the band now. We playing that night, and who comes in to play? David Allen Coe. David comes in and sits in with us. I know every lick to every record he ever had out. It was like him walking in the studio with me. We get through playing, and David says, takes me out on the bus. He said, "You going to go to Austin? You going to get on the bus with me?" I left my van right there in the parking lot and got on the bus with David Allen. So that's how I ended up with David. And then I played on all them CBS records. We made some wonderful music together back in them days. But that's all that happened. When David hired me, he said, "I'll give you 150 a week and all you can steal." Of course he did. Anyway, so yeah, that's how that guitar took me out on the road.
Well, that's good, man. I know that you, like you said, you met a lot of legends and or knew a lot of legends or heard of them or whatever, and they really inspired you, and that's really good there.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how we can find your music. I mean, I'm sure it's on all streaming platforms, but talk about your social media, like Facebook, Instagram, so forth. I'm sure everybody.
Yeah, it's Dale Seigfried or Dale Emerson Seigfried, Seigfriedmusic.com. And I'm a EI Seigfried. That's how it's EI both times, just backwards. Or Seigfried.net will get you over there too. And I'm on all the streaming platforms. DistroKid's doing my distribution, so they put it out everywhere. The new single, "Let's Go Somewhere," it came out yesterday, was it? I don't know. I lost track. Anyway, yesterday or day before, So Let's Go Somewhere has just come out. So yeah, add it to your playlist or do something different and buy some music. You know, there's merch over there. There's t-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff over there you can get into.
Okay, well, go there and check out his stuff. I know he would love you for that. And you just mentioned "Let's Go Somewhere," I think, just a minute ago. Tell us about that song. It sounds like a great story.
Well, my mom and daddy got together when they was real young, and so I was kind of thinking about that because this song is about two people that get together young, and everybody says it's not going to work. It's not going to work out. You're too young. You don't know what you're doing, but they know they're in love, and they make it work. And then so they get together. It's their first kiss when two souls become one. Oh, man. Anyway, and it goes through the song, and they have a family, and they leave this planet with one final kiss.
Mm.
And then the whole thing is, let's go somewhere we are not so different, where there are believers and hope and love and dreamers, and let's go somewhere. Beginnings lead to happy endings. Forever our love we will share. Let's go somewhere. Anyway, yeah, put a ear on that if you would.
Yeah, it's a great song anyway. I listened to it a couple times. It's really good, and you guys are running in for a treat, so stay tuned for that in just a minute. But I think that's all we need for now, Dale. But come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on again sometime. And I thank you for coming by.
I'd love to, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And here it is, Let's Go Somewhere by Dale Seigfried. It begins right now.
Do-do-do. It was their first kiss when two souls become one. Everyone's in their business, they're getting ready to run. His mama says, boy, you're way too young. As daddy's baby girl, wave farewell. But in their hearts it's for a lifetime. But only time will tell. They ain't gonna hear it can't be done. They go a singing, let's go somewhere, somewhere we are not so different, where there are believers in hope and love and dreamers. And let's go somewhere. Beginnings lead to happy endings. Forever our love we will share. Let's go somewhere. Do-do-do. Now their children are echoes of their younger days. Like them they had to pack up and run in their own lane. But now they're circling back. Our mama won't be here long. And daddy cries, I'm going with you. I'm not staying here alone. As the angels hovered round, giving them their wish, they took them home together as they had